The Target Series heads to the Lone Star State as we're here in Fort Worth, Texas at the Texas Motor Speedway for the running of the Ford 300. Matt Oskin has the pole for today's race. Two's outside is the 51 of Steve Larker. Then third we have Sebastian Kukulon, fourth is Justin Zeidel, and rounding out the top five it's Max Anderson. Then sixth we have Nathan Norman, seventh place it's Diego Yepez, Jennifer Buford in eighth, ninth we have Greg Lee with George Cooper rounding out the top 10. For the rest of the field there's Simon Bloomfield, who's inside, to Anthony Hernandez. Then behind them it's point leader Jake Galloway with Danny Lloyd, who's inside. Then we have Jeff Wright with Greg Torres, along with Mathis Wells and Ryan Brommer. And there's Luke Rainey and Franz Device, along with Anton Charlebois and Alexander Rowe. Then there's Dylan Rahimian and Trip McGinnis, along with Levi Schoens and Jose Mills. Then there's Ann McDowell and Riley Spurley-Tube, along with Kashawn Richardson and William Seaman. Then there's Paul Taylor and Cole Luigi, along with Eli Bright and Trey Rainey, who is 79 points behind the points lead of Jake Galloway. Then we have Colton Yo with Oliver Galloway, along with Derek Hamill and Jason Larker, then William Bowen and Jonathan Rains, and then the final row it's Patrick Smith, and two's outside it's the 45 of Mike Burrell. So there's our 42 cars to do battle here in the Ford 300 at Texas. Let's go on track side and fire these engines up.
Drivers, start your engines!
Fired up.
And the 42 Target Series engines come to life here on a nice day in Fort Worth, Texas. And our 42 cars roll off the starting grid. Matt Oskin, Steve Larker on the front row for the Ford 300. 1.5 mile racing in the Target Series once again. Jake Galloway, the first driver to win 2 races this season. Will he try and go for a third here today and extend that point lead, or can Trey Rainey try and get another this season and then close down the point lead? Will someone get their first this season? Will someone else win another race this season? 30 laps to determine all of that. Pace car, left turn to pit road. Matt Oskin, Steve Larker, front row for the Ford 300. To the quad oval they come. Restart zone, 93 steps on the gas, and we are green in Fort Worth, Texas. Kukulon leads lap 1, is into the grass, goes Trey Rainey and some others. They try to sort out. Eli Brett comes back up, gets in the 40 to the 61. Around goes Bowen, Eli, Colton Yo, Eli's teammate, and Jonathan Rains as well. We saw Trey Rainey get to the grass. Looks like Eli Brett was the other one that also got down there. Yellow out racing back. Max Harris has the lead over Kukulon. Yepez, or excuse me, that is Yepez, going for a second to 0. Off the corner, Harrison back in front. Yepez second, as lap number 1 yields our first yellow of the day as Eli and Trey Rainey go into the grass. Eli cannot control the car, and up into the pack he goes. Heavy damage for the 88 and some others involved. Caution is out, lap 1. Let's see what happened. Here they come through 3 and 4. Trey Rainey looks 3 wide in the bottom. Eli Bright gets put to the middle in the 88 with that little bump right there. Trey just kind of slides up and gets in the back of the 88, spins Eli around. Trey comes back up from the grass, gets back up in line. Then Eli coming back up. He tries to slow the car down enough, but he just comes up into Larker, the 90, who gets into Coluigi, bounce off the wall, then into Rains, Bowen, Colton Yo, and Mike Burrell. As those cars involved, Eli with the most damage in that. Colton Yo gets hit there. Looked like he had been fine until the 45 went and hit him. Bowen with some heavy damage to the 40 car, but towards the back of the field, first yellow. Very interesting, because back in Season 4 of the Gatorade Cup Series, when Trey Rainey was bound for a championship, it was here at Texas where Eli had an issue and came down and wiped Trey Rainey out. Trey was none too happy about that. Now here, same track, just different series. Trey's the one that makes the misjudgment and gets into the 88 of Eli Bright to bring out our caution flag and get some others involved as well. We'll see how some of these drivers get going towards the back of the field. Max Anderson led the field back in the 23 with Diego Yepez in second. And now we have a restart to deal with. Max Anderson, the 23 last season's Gatorade Cup Series champion, out in front here in the Target Series Texas race. Coming down the backstretch to take the green flag on lap number 7 for our first restart of the day. Only car retired is Jonathan Rains. He definitely got the most damage from that. Larker on up, still left in the race, running 41 cars on the racetrack. And on the lead lap, as it's Max Anderson leading the race in the 23. Diego Yepes by him in second, then Jeff Beaver up to third. Sebastian Kukel fourth, Greg Lee in fifth. Then it's Matt Oskin from the pole back to sixth. Steve Larker seventh, Justin Zidell eighth. Ninth is Lloyd, 10th is George Cooper. Points leader and Jake Galloway currently in the 17th position as Trey Ray and the others sorts back to the field, trying to rebound. Trey is currently in the 31st position, and we'll have to see how Luigi goes. Mike Burrow, Colton Yell, William Boney, Lap Bright, Jason Larkers, they obviously have some damage to their race cars. Back to the quad oval restart, number 1 for Max Anderson. He steps on the gas, and we're back racing in Texas. Yepes, Buford, pull away, Kukel on 4, spins the tires. Buford had a good run to the zero. Yepes just kind of pushing Diego forward. Now Jennifer makes a move to the inside. Side by side for second by Max Anderson. Down the back stretch. Side by side for the second position. Jennifer Buford inside. Diego Yepes outside. Through 3 and 4, Jennifer Buford clears. Now here comes Kukulon, Yepes' teammate. Grabs third away. Greg Lee now coming the sixth in the inside. Here comes Jennifer Buford. Drives down from the 4. Now for the lead. Jennifer Buford inside Max Anderson in turn 1. Side by side, the 4 down the bottom lane, giving the draft to the 16. They race down the backstretch, nose to tail on the inside. Can't quite clear Max Anderson yet. Now to turn 3, Buford is clear. Out in front now in Texas. Here comes Kukulon looking low on the 16. Trying to get down there. Oh, that's close racing there. To the inside, Buford leads. Kukulon inside to turn 1. Sebastian Kukulon looking for his first laps of the race. Cement Oskin, Pulsar coming back 3 wide. Greg Lee splits to the middle. Puts his teammate Jeff Reaper up top. The 16 trying to get off the top side and get back clear those 2. Couldn't get done. They're still 3 wide for a second to turn 3. Oskin all the way down low the 9-3. 3 wide for a second behind Sebastian. Kukulon is pulled away. They come together, but they keep it straight. Off 4. Oskin to second. Kukulon still leads. They're still 3 wide. Greg Lee cleared that 3 wide. Now it's Max Anderson. Got put to the middle lane. Here comes Daniel Lloyd up to the top 3. Steve Larker. Anthony Hernandez down the bottom lane. George Cooper is there, along with the 2 of Nathan Ormond. As the pack races to turn 3. 3 wide. Multiple spots now. Greg Lee forced high. Lloyd to the middle. Larker down low in the 51. Grabs third away. Close. Off turn 4. Maybe some beating and banging. Buford clear to the middle lane. Now it's Greg Lee that's forced out 3 wide. The 60. Kukulon up the racetrack from the lead. Oskin also up the racetrack a little bit from second. Larker in third a little bit lower. 3 wide. Now down the backstretch. Greg Lee falling back in the 60. Nowhere to go. Yes, we hope he can get in behind his teammate Jennifer Buford. Looks like he should be able to get down unless the 78 gets forced high. Greg Lee in line. Lloyd had to lift and lost a ton of ground. Now up front they've come together. Kukulon leading. Here comes Larker to the inside for a second on Oskin. Here comes George Cooper, up inside to 4th. Ormond to 5th, gets by Anthony Hernandez, falls back to 6th. Now in the clutches of Max Anderson. Anderson peaks on that 7. Here comes the 18, Justin Zidell, looking on Jennifer Buford, trying to take that spot away. And back here, they're close to the 60 and the 0 are getting a little close and physical there. Through 3 and 4, they sort it out. But it's still Sebastian Kukulon leading the race. Larker in second. Here comes George Cooper looking inside for P2. And it's Ormond up to 4th in the 2 car with Max Anderson there. Cement Oskin fighting back on the outside. To turn 3, still the front 3, just kind of single file trying to pull away. And no one's been able to touch Kukulon since he's gotten out front as they battle 3 wide behind. Slow each other down. Now they're just trying to regroup and get back up to that 4 before Kukulon dominates and leads all the rest of the laps. 17 to go here in the Ford 300. Sebastian Kukulon doing a good job out front. Larker getting a bump through 1 and 2. By George Cooper. And Cooper had to lift in the dirty air, lost some time. Look at this battle back here. It's Max Anderson and Anthony Hernandez going at it. That is for 5th. Remember, Hernandez had a few laps to go, then Anderson took it, then Hernandez got back, Anderson took it back, and here comes Hernandez. Back on the bottom lane, the 7 grabs 5th. And that's some great racing between those 2. They're going back and forth, neither giving an inch. Once again, up the racetrack. Here comes George Cooper again, looking low. That's for 2nd. Looks like he's had a faster car than Larker, just cannot get the run, cannot get the lane. Look at these 2 back here, still for 5th. Anderson, the crossover back to the inside, the 7. That is for the top 5. And Anderson going to clear Hernandez again. Can the 7 get in line for the 38 and make it, once again, a battle? No, Francis Device going to clear that inside, move down there. Halfway, 15 to go here in Texas. As Max Harrison moves to 5th, Device is up to 6th now. Hernandez on the outside, falling back in the 7 car. Larker's there. Run off turn 2, gets to the quarter panel. Side by side for lead at Texas. Kukulon down low, Kukulon's up top, Larker down low. 51 gonna grab the top spot away. George Cooper coming for 2nd now, the 28 car. They race side by side, Orman's there in 4th. 14 to go. Cooper to 2nd. Kukulon back to 3rd and possibly 4th. Larker up the track from the lead. Here comes George Cooper inside off turn 2. Couldn't get there. Orman inside for 3rd now in the 2. Gets in line. Kukulon with the crossover down to the inside for 2nd. He's there. Sebastian Kukulon moving his way back to 2nd here at Texas. Orman now looking for 3rd on George Cooper. And Max Harrison 5th has joined the party. 5-car race at the front for the win. Orman side by side. Kukulon looking low for the lead on Steve Larker. 51 up the track. 4 inside. Can he get there? On the back bumper down the backstretch. Got a good run. Harrison side by side. George Cooper for 4th. Coming to 12 to go. Kukulon all over the back. Looking to the inside now off turn 4. He's there. Inside Steve Larker in the drag race back to the start finish line. 12 to go. Kukulon new race leader again. And Orman up going for 2nd now in the 2 car. Nathan Orman is there in Kukulon. Moves to the inside, grabs 2nd from Steve Larker. Moves to the inside for the lead. Side by side at the front, Kukulon up top, Orman down low. They are door to door down the backstretch. Kukulon with the help from Steve Larker. Orman down low with the help from the inside lane. Side by side off turn 4. It's going to be Nathan Orman to lead the start finish line. 11 to go in Texas. Orman leads. Look at Cooper trying to get beneath Steve Larker. Trying to split to the middle, 3 wide. Larker down for the 28 for 2nd now. 11 to go. Orman to clear and lead. Now he backs up through 1 and 2. Larker with the run down the backstretch. Looking to try and get to the inside. Is he down there? He is. Larker now for the lead at Texas. George Cooper, Max Harrison. Here comes the 39. Greg Torres into the mix. Larker to clear and Larker to lead with 10 to go. Kukulon down line. Try to get down front. Greg Torres. Larker clears. Now George Cooper looking low, the 28 car. For the race lead, Orman off the top side for 3rd, 3 wide. Gets a run off turn 2. And where's Orman take that run to go to the top or the bottom in 3 and 4? He's going to stay to the top side with Steve Larker. The 28 down low, no real help. Battles off turn 4, side by side to 9 to go at the start-finish line. And oh, so close at the start-finish line. They give it to Larker for the lap lead. But Cooper, the inside with 9 to go, will take it from Larker. Torres trying to pull the side job on Orman. The 2 fighting back, but now the 4 through the middle. Kukulon to the middle. Look at the crossover for Larker down low in the 51. Crossover for Larker. Gets beneath George Cooper and gets by. 51 out front, 3 wide. Orman up the racetrack in the 2. Kukulon with the push from Paul Taylor in the 99. Frames Device comes forward. Cooper has to lift and loses a ton of time. Anderson through the 3rd now. 8 to go at Texas. Now Torres. And lap traffic. Eli Bright is a straightaway ahead of these drivers, so we'll see if he plays into it. Torres trying to stay clear of the 23 Max Harrison to make a run to Steve Larker in the 51. Kukulon bump through Paul Taylor. Gets the inside. George Cooper for 4th. Side by side. 7 to go. Kukulon back up to 4th within range. Torres in the 39. Where's he going? Turn 1. 51 up the track. 39 follows him a little bit. They're looking 3 wide for the top spot. Anderson down low the 23. 3 wide for the lead at Texas. Paul Taylor moves to the inside. Kukulon for 4th. Bump in the front. 3 wide. Max Harrison, last season's Gatorade Cup Series champion, out front at Texas. Paul Taylor to 2nd, the 99. Kukulon comes low. 6 to go. Side by side to turn 1. Paul Taylor the inside, Max Harrison the outside. Kukulon behind the 99 the inside. Looking low off turn 2. Does he take it 3 wide? He's in the draft of that 99. Got a good run. Larker top to bottom. Gets down in line. Gets beneath the 2 of Orman for 5th. As Torres moves to 4th. Anderson falls back. As Paul Taylor clears to lead. 5 to go. Point of return. The yellow flag would end the race. 3 wide further back. Matt Osgood put in the middle of Ed McDowell down low. Paul Taylor did a good job through 1 and 2 that time, but Kukulon did a better job. 4 car inside down the backstretch. Aggressive racing coming to 4 to go. Sebastian Kugelon wants this win badly. He's showing as he gets by Paul Taylor again. And Torres comes for second to 39. 4 to go this time. Who has enough to win at Texas? Torres will move to second. He clears Paul Taylor. But now he slides up a little bit. Steve Larker looks low. The 51. Franz Device and the 38 there as well. Kugelon pulls away to a nice gap. Coming to 3 to go. 4-car leads. Greg Torres second. Larker is third. Franz Device fourth. And where's Levi Schoens come from? To fifth for the 0-0. Our highest Ford trying to win the Ford 300. Coming to 3 to go. Schoens looking for fourth on Franz Device, but 38 blocked it nicely. These front 5 have a shot at this win. Coming to 2 to go. The 88 of Eli Bright is ahead and moves large. And currently, where is the 19? Where's the 52 in terms of points? Trey Rainey's made his way up to 14th, and Jake Gowie's made his way down to 26th. So Trey Rainey with a good points day, Jake Gowie with not so good points day. For fourth, Schoens takes it, but needs past 3 cars and 11 3/4. Kugelon blows 1 and 2, he goes wide. Torres on the bottom lane, digs hard. Off turn 2, he's to the inside. Side by side for the lead, and Texas coming to the white flag in the Ford 300. Eli Bright, the 88 ahead. Where do our racers go? Who gets held up? Who gets by? To the white flag. Everyone up in the front 3. Last lap at Texas. The inside moves. Torres is through to turn 1. Larker in the 51 to second. Schoens to third in the 0-0. Larker trying to get to the bottom of Torres off turn 2. Down the backstretch. They battle for the win at Texas. 3 wide on Eli Bright to turn number 3. If Larker gets the run, can he get there? He can't get down to the bottom. Schoens gets down there. It's going to be Greg Torres off turn 4 to get the win in the last drama at Texas. Torres wins the Ford 300 as lap traffic deals a nasty hand, and Kugelon goes wide with 2 to go in turns 1 and 2. Greg Torres wins the race, and he has to thank Levi Schoens for that, as it looked like Larker tried to get a good arc into the corner to get a good middle 3 and 4, but Schoens got down to the bottom, and the 0-0 grabbed second at the end. It came from nowhere, but it's Greg Torres celebrating with the win here in the Lone Star State. Let's go see the finishing results. Here are the finishing results from the Ford 300 at the Texas Motor Speedway. 1 caution flag for 4 laps and 11 lead changes among 7 different drivers, as it was Greg Torres reigning supreme here in the Lone Star State. He wins over Levi Schoens in second, Paul Taylor up to third, Steve Larker fourth, and Sebastian Kugelon 12 laps led the most of anyone here today, ends up in the 5th position. Ormden 6th, Franz Device 7th, Matt Oskin from the pole doesn't even lead a lap, but ends up 8th, Ad McDowell 9th, and Trip McGinnis rounds up the top 10. Look down at the top 20, Jeffrey Buford led a lap in the 11th position, and Max Harrison 7 laps led fell to 12th there at the end of the race. See some other drivers down here. How about Trey Rainey 18th after spinning Eli Bright on lap number 1. He was back in 31st for the restart, so 18th, not too bad. We did see him inside the top 15. He fell a little bit, but in fact, he actually loses spots in points because some drivers who were behind him in points were so close behind him that they finished inside the top 5 today and actually overtook him in the point standings. Look down 21st and 4th, Anthony Hernandez, Riley Spurrier to Luke Rainey just outside of the top 20. And look down here, Jake Gowie down to 26th. Up at the front in that first, I would say, third of the race. Falls to 26, does keep the points lead, but it has shrunken just a little bit for Jake Gowie in the 19 team. And then 36th on back were slowed due to damage. Mike Burrow, Cole Luigi, Jason Larker, William Bowen, Colton Yo all had damage from that crash, along with Eli Bright, who fell a lap down, and of course Jonathan Rains out of the race. So 36th on down were off the pace due to crash damage incurred on the lap 1 incident here at Texas. 12 races through with the season, and here are the point standings. Jake Gowie, the only man with 2 wins so far this season, still on top of the points lead, but it's only by 46 now as Paul Taylor moves his way to second. Steve Larker 54 behind in third. Trey Rainey falls to fourth, but he's only 55 behind. Those 4 are separated from fifth on back. Dylan Ebrahim 51 points behind in fifth. Then Greg Lee is 6th, George Cooper, Franz Device, Luke Rainey, and Simon Bloomfield are the top 10 currently in the point standings. Because Sean Richardson, right now 17th in points, is the only winner through 11th to 20th in points. So he has a wild card. The other one goes to Daniel Lloyd, 2 points outside the top 10. So right now Daniel Lloyd has the second wild card due to the fact that our other winners are below the top 20 points. So look down here, Mike Burrell down to 21st, Jeff Bryce 23rd, McGinnis 29th, and Greg Torres now 31st with his win, and then Jonathan Reigns all the way down 38th in points. So Burrow and Jeff Bright, they're pretty close to the top 20, so they can obviously get in pretty easily. It's only a few points, a few positions here or there. Trip McGinnis, he's a good ways back along with Greg Torres. And for Jonathan Reigns, he has got to hope a miracle happens. And once again, some big names down there. Max Harrison, who won the Gatorade Cup Series Championship, down 32nd. Amicdale won the last 2 Target Series Championships as 33rd in points. Bowen made the chase last season, 34th. Jeff Freeford passed Target Series Champion, 35th. Levi Schultz has performed well in the series before, 36th. Patrick Smith, a good Gatorade Cup Series driver. He's won race before. He's 37th in points. Reigns with his win, 38th. Cole Luigi down 39th. Made the chase last season. Look down at the rest here. Zidell filling in for Jay Jefferson. Currently just trying to gain some points. Not a top 10 yet for that 18 team in this season. The only car without a top 10 in the Target Series season number 8. As we look ahead to our next race, which will be held another 1.5 mile track, we go to Chicago for the Sunoco 200. I will see you guys then.